Hello, we're different blokes and we're back for one of our chats. Weirdly enough, I don't think we ever expected that we'd be coming back for another dating chat, but it's
absolutely bizarre.
Been the one that's been requested. So we're back for a third edition of dating.
And this time we can actually we're going to be asking questions of you watching this because...
Why?
Why? We're absolutely fascinated that everybody is tuning in.
It's obviously our vast knowledge and our experience. So, yeah.
I've no idea.
That's where we're at. Maybe they just like me making you squeal a little bit, asking you questions.
I think it's the
uncomfortable nature of your disposition.
Of our conversations.
Yeah, all right.
So I think that's got something to do with it.
Well, we'll hit it then again.
Either that or it's exes or something like that.
Right, well,
to have a look.
I'm going to delve a little bit deeper then today, Mick, in that sense then. So, what we're going to do, let's presume you've got a lady you've dated for a couple of times, and this time you're going to invite her around for a meal. What do you cook?
Ooh.
What's your go-to date meal?
Right. My go-to meal to cook for a lady, anyone who knows me actually knows that I actually can cook. So, so from that side, I think I would probably go for a chicken coq au vin. No pun intended. So yes.
I'm not saying a word. I'm not.
Yes, I think a chicken coq au vin. Chicken in red wine sauce.
And what do you have to drink there, Mick?
It depends. It depends if the lady is driving. Obviously.
Okay, let's presume she's getting a taxi, and let's presume she's a cider fan.
We're drinking, are we?
Well, yeah, let's presume she's a cider fan.
Right. We both know what we're chuckling at here. Right, so I am a cider drinker. Ooh-ah. Right, I do like cider. I do like lager. But as I've told you already, I don't drink that often. So I would probably go for maybe a still cider.
Is there any particular brand or make that you'd think of here, Mick?
There's quite a few different ciders around. I know the Australians, they've got a lovely cider. But I don't think you can get it over here. That's Dickens, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
So what would you say to her? Would you like a Dickens cider?
I don't think she would actually prefer that. It's quite partial. You have to be, at the right time.
Should we stop being childish and get on with it properly now? It is a genuine cider though. Feel free to check out the advert.
The sweat pouring off me on that one.
Because it always makes me laugh. Right. For some unknown reason, shows my childish side.
If you've ever seen that advert, you know exactly what
you do. Yeah. So anyway. On a realistic note, let's say. You a coq au vin, okay, and that wasn't a joke, that one.
No, that was.
So
I would have cooked that.
What would you have for starters, though, or pre-meal snacks, maybe?
To be quite honest, very old traditional prawn cocktail.
Prawn cocktail.
I know it's a bit controversial because you've got prawn and you've got a coq au vin, and it's not a good combination. That, however, I do like both of them, so I would probably risk it. And then if the lady didn't want that, I could, Waldorf salad or something like that.
A lot of cock.
So
in that.
You still can't get over it, can you?
Well, right, prawn cocktail. Right, okay, fair enough. So what would you be?
Or a Waldorf salad. You can do Waldorf salad.
Fair enough. And what drinks then would you be? So would you have available?
You'd go for a white wine.
You go for a wine
because it's chicken.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So because remember you've got red wine in the chicken.
Yeah.
So but chicken traditionally have with white wine.
Right, so you'd be cracking a bottle of white wine together?
Yes, yeah, probably. I'd probably go for a. Actually, I know which bottle I would go for, even the wine.
Ooh, what then?
I would go for a Mouton Cadet white. Now, those who are wine drinkers will go.
I'm not.
They normally associate Mouton Cadet with red, but they do a white wine, and it is my favourite wine.
Well, if you do know, feel free to comment below if it's a really cheap bottle or
it
if
is
it's
not a cheap bottle of wine.
Please, some wine if you're into your wine, let us know.
Yeah,
Give us a review on his review. Right, go on. So you've chose your wine. What else is going on? Do you have candles? Do you have dim lights?
Yes, you have the candles on the table, set at the table. I'll have to bring a table.
Do you have them lit or just have them set?
No, you have them lit. You have them lit.
I do remember going for a date once though, and she had candles out on the table and didn't light them, and I wonder why. It's like, I know the lights were really bright as well, and I'm like, what's going on? Why? I don't get that.
Probably just aesthetics. So
put them on, wouldn't you?
Don't know.
Oh well. Anyway, I
how many were they?
a lot.
4?
No, a lot. They were all over the table.
It was 4 candles.
More candles than food. Do you know when have you ever had it where you go on a date or somebody makes food for you and they do the smallest portion ever, and you're like, you're still hungry afterwards, and you don't want to say, but
when you go to I've worked in the restaurant industry for quite a few years, and when you go into the really posh restaurants and there's this tiny little, like, the pea is bigger than the bit of beef, do you know what I mean? And you're like that, you're looking at it and you're saying, well, that's a cow sneezed, what about the rest of it?
Yeah.
You know, me, I don't. I always remember going in America, I had a 32-ounce steak.
Oh yeah.
I was drooling. I couldn't eat anything else. It was just massive.
Well,
this steak.
We have gone off topic again. I've done this
going
a few
back to
times
dating
now.
anyway.
So right, so you've got candles lit. You've got lights dimmed or off? Because the
Dimmed,
candles
dimmed.
It has to be, I think. Yeah, flowers.
I do flowers.
Would
and
you
I do
present
chocolates.
her with some flowers at the beginning of the date?
Yes, when you turn up to pick her up, or she
Chocolates
comes
as
to the
well?
door. You can do. I don't think both. I think one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, you
can have a chocolate for a sweet.
Yeah, you can have some chocolates on the table for afterwards.
What do you call it? The drizzly chocolate thingy, fountain thing.
Chocolate fountain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're pulling out all the stops then. Is that your dessert then? Strawberries and chocolate fountain.
Yeah, I
ladies, if you're single, Mick is as well. So feel free to get in contact.
I do believe that's the way to go. I do believe that's the way to go. So,
okay.
I've always being able to cook. Then always a lot of times I have, through necessity, I've cooked for the lady when she come to my house or apartment, whatever. But I mean, if you've got the money to go to a restaurant and do all of that, yeah, you can see why. A Pretty Woman. And things like that, you can see
Would
why
you
have
checked with her beforehand that she likes, say, prawns or chicken, or would you just go for it?
No, you've got to check. The last thing you want is somebody with a nut allergy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't be doing that.
And what would you do on the flip side if you turn up at someone's house and they were cooking for you, say for example, and
they cook veg.
And they were say, and I'm not dissing anyone here, but let's say they were vegetarian or vegan and they just presumed you were and gave you that, because some people that's a bugbear for some people.
It isn't a bugbear. I have actually been out with I can't remember if it's vegetarian or vegan. Anyway, but so I was used to actually cooking completely two different times. So from that side, a lot of food that you can prepare today is quite palatable.
Well, I must admit,
for both.
Weirdly enough, I've today had vegan kebab for my dinner. Genuinely have, and I'm not lying.
I just can't see that.
And it was nice as well.
Yeah, so. I have to eat chicken kebabs, doner kebabs now, because I'm not supposed to eat the other ones, because obviously.
I mean, this one not unhealthy in the slightest either. Because
I eat a lot less fatty stuff now than anything else, but something's quite nice. But what's that got to do with dating?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if you turn up at somebody's house and let's say they're vegan and they've just presented you with a vegan meal.
I would not have an issue with it. I would eat it.
I wouldn't either.
Or I would have to, if it's certain vegetables, I would gracefully decline.
Have you ever then been sort of on a date with someone where you've gone for a meal or you've gone to theirs for some food? No. But then as soon as you've left, had to go to grab a takeaway because you're that hungry. I've done that many a time.
Yeah.
And but you do polite, and you're like, yeah, and your stomach's grumbling away, and you're like, I can't wait to get out of it because I'm starving.
I have. I'll be quite honest.
As well.
Yeah. I've been and sort of had a meal.
Yeah.
And then gone home and right. Where's the nearest Chinese?
Have you been on a date with somebody? Probably a meal, probably the typical example where you just know it's going horrible. and you're still sat there and you're going through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have as well. And you're just thinking, this isn't going anywhere. I'm going
to tell you a horrific story again. That's right.
Story time with Mick is presented by...
A lot of my friends were there, so they actually know about this. I was going out with a lady, and she had a bit too much to drink. First time she met my friends, and she proceeded to tell me that all my friends were a bunch of morons.
Oh.
Out the blue. They were being very friendly towards her. Anyway, so I wasn't too impressed with that. And the young lady actually got in my car, took my car keys, got in my car, and fell asleep. And it was a cold night, -4 I think it was. And I slept indoors. I thought that's very badly behaved, very bad manners indeed.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, a friend said, "Are you going to check on her?" I said, "Why? What was it? Why?" I was still annoyed. And he said, "Well, she could have frozen to death." I said, "Well, she's frozen. She's not moved, has she? I'm all right." So that was the end of that relationship. I drove her home, and she said, "Well, that's the end." I said, "Yes, that is the end, love." I said, "I'll take you home, and that's it. That we'll part of that." And that was the end of that relationship straight away. So, because it was just so, I felt that she was very rude. So much so that was it. I couldn't be bothered.
Right. So, going back to the meal like yours.
Have you been stalked by anyone?
Have I what? Sorry.
Have you been stalked?
Yes, but that's for a different edition. You know the answer to that.
I have. You might think it's weird, men getting stalked by women.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's actually quite
common.
It's common, but it's even for a man, it's quite scary. It's really weird. So in the end, on one, I had to get the police involved.
So if we go back to your meal then, so your prawn cocktail, coq au vin, right. You've got your drinks, dessert. You said strawberries, everything. Right. Okay. Let's say it's going really well. Got you.
Yeah,
but so then, I'm guessing after the meal, you're just having a laugh, a chat. Would you go out or would you stay in after your meal?
Oh, I don't know because it's like if you're like that.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is not to eat too much.
That's the thing. I was just going to say, do you undercook or do you have reserves just in case? No. What I mean is, you don't fill yourself up, do you? Because you think, right, okay, something might happen afterwards. You might go out or whatever.
Well, something's going to happen afterwards, one way or the other, isn't it? With a bit of luck.
Trust you to lower the tone.
So if not, make sure there's still some food left.
So what I'm saying is, would you say, just presume, right, okay, well, we might go out, we'll just see where the mood takes us, but would you have a snack for later if you were still hungry? Do you get what I mean? What would that be? I'd be a cheese board, I think, for me.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that anyone will ask you is, if you come to my house and eat at my house, you never go away hungry. So. But
I think it's just dawned on me how old I am now. In the past, that would have been a bottle of vodka, probably. That would have been what you have afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean,
cheese board. Oh wow, I have aged.
Cheese board. So yeah, I'll stick to eating whatever's left. So anyway, so you've asked me if something happens later, if I've got emergency food in the house. Yes, I have. That isn't a problem. But would I stop in the house or would I go out after the meal? Ideally, if this was like my third date,
you mentioned this before.
My third date,
you're staying in.
This is what happened on the last one. On my third date, then hopefully I'd actually be able to give it some, and settle down on the settee and watch a film or something like that.
I hope you don't make that noise while you're doing
conversation.
That. If that's your noise for just putting your arm around them, I dread to think what the other noises are going to be.
Well, you do. You have to. I would actually, to be quite honest, probably make a noise like that. I'd be like, just go.
Oh, you're gonna do the fake yawn and really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So either that or I mean, it's a bit corny, but you could hold hands over the table. Have you done that?
Yeah.
What do you do? You go.
No. It's just like, as much as I like you, and then you take them off. I don't think it's going to work. No, I'm joking. I am joking. But yes, I have.
Yeah, I am very much a holy hand person. I don't have a problem with that one. So, not you.
Yeah, you're not holding my hand.
Yeah. So, so from that side, yeah. What about when you're walking down the street? Do you hold your hands?
Yeah, sometimes.
What about ladies have a habit of sticking their hand in your back pocket of your jeans?
Some do, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So, see, I sort of like feel like you've got a weird link when you've got a hand in the back pocket.
Depends how tall they are.
Well, that's true and all.
It is true. It definitely is true. It depends how tall they are.
Come on, I've got my hand in your trousers.
So,
So from that side, that's how I would envisage.
Right, so let's say
the ending of my night would be a lovely conversation.
Right, yeah, whatever. Liar. So your third date, it's gone to plan. You've got what you wanted. She's still there in the morning. What do you make for breakfast?
For breakfast, I make a smile.
You've not even thought about that, have you?
Yeah, make a smile. I've done this. I wouldn't do a traditional breakfast. Right. So I would go and get some Weetabix, because that's all I've got. Weetabix. No, Weetabix, cup of tea, bit of jam, some toast.
Weetabix?
Well, I've got no else in the house. I don't do any other cereals.
So you've not thought about it then, have you?
Well, no, but if I go to a shop, I can go, right, I'll get some special case. If I get a special case, you'll be saying, hey,
keep it simple. Keep it simple. Toast is fine. And jam.
Well, I got the toast.
Yeah, that's fine. But you don't bring the Weetabix. You don't bring the Weetabix out.
Do you want Weetabix? You can have Weetabix.
No, you don't bring them out because you're not a child. You keep them in. What are you not going to do now?
Mate,
I have Weetabix, so I have Cocoa Pops.
Mate, have you never seen the advert for Weetabix? 3 Weetabix gives you plenty of strength.
I've nothing against Weetabix, but if you're wooing the ladies, don't bring out the Weetabix.
So, did you know? Interestingly, on the science programs, and I'm just going to blow any chance. I'm telling you straight, I'm going to blow any chance of getting a woman forever in a million years here. But they're saying that if you pass wind when you're asleep, and your partner smells it, it actually helps to extend their life.
On that bombshell?
Oh, no, we're not finishing.
We are.
We're not. That's actually true. They say that. It actually extends.
I've heard something like apparently.
Well, if anyone knows me, I'll tell you what. If anyone partner wants me, you're going to last till about 180. Because if I eat the wrong stuff, it's like.
Mick, you're saying too much. Mick, you're single. You're saying too much. Please.
So anyway,
please, as Mick does, please share our videos, and we appreciate
sharing
everything.
Sharing is caring.
Shocking. You're staying single. And on that note, that bombshell, we will leave it with you. And thank you. But please share our videos, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you soon.
Bye bye.